Every night, while you're peacefully sleeping, something disturbing is happening to your body. Your leg muscles, the very foundation that keeps you mobile and independent, are quietly disappearing. I'm Dr. Laura, and in my 15 years of working with patients over 50, I've witnessed this silent epidemic firsthand. The statistics are sobering. After age 60, we lose up to 8% of our muscle mass every decade. But here's what shocked me the most. The majority of this muscle loss doesn't happen during your daily activities. It happens while you sleep. Just last week, I had a 58-year-old patient, Sandra, come into my office. She's an active woman, walks her dog daily, does yoga twice a week, eats well. But she was frustrated because despite her healthy lifestyle, she was waking up with stiff legs, struggling with balance when she first stood up, and feeling like her legs just didn't have the strength they used to. If you've been experiencing similar symptoms, this isn't just normal aging. There's a specific biological process happening in your body that most doctors never discuss with their patients. It's called nocturnal muscle catabolism, and it's robbing you of strength while you rest. Today, I'm going to reveal the hidden culprit behind nighttime muscle loss and share 7 science-backed evening strategies that can help you wake up with stronger, more stable legs. These aren't complicated exercise routines or expensive supplements. They're simple nutrition adjustments that work while you rest. But before we dive in, let me ask you this. Have you noticed that your morning routine has changed over the years? Maybe you need to hold on to the bathroom counter a bit longer when you first stand up? Or perhaps you've started sitting down to put on your socks because balancing on one foot doesn't feel as secure as it used to? Stick with me because what I'm about to share could be the difference between maintaining your independence and facing mobility challenges in your later years. Let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why you feel stiff and sluggish when you first get out of bed, but feel better as the day progresses? Most people attribute this to sleeping wrong or just getting older. The truth is far more concerning and far more actionable than you might think. While you sleep, your body enters what scientists call a prolonged fasting state. For 8 to 10 hours, you're not providing your body with any nutrients. This might seem normal. After all, we're supposed to fast while sleeping. But here's the problem. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at preserving muscle tissue during these fasting periods. Think of it this way. When you were younger, your body was like a well-stocked pantry. During overnight fasting, it could easily pull energy from stored carbohydrates and fats without touching your muscle tissue. But as we age, that metabolic flexibility decreases. Your body becomes more likely to break down muscle protein to meet its energy needs. A groundbreaking study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism revealed something remarkable. Researchers found that in adults over 60, the rate of muscle breakdown during sleep increases significantly when there's no nutritional support. Within just 10 to 12 hours without food, your body starts pulling amino acids, the building blocks of muscle, directly from your leg muscles. But why your legs specifically? They're the largest muscle group in your body and require the most energy to maintain. When your body needs amino acids to keep vital organs functioning, it treats your leg muscles like a protein bank account, making withdrawals throughout the night. This process is called muscle catabolism, and it's happening to millions of Americans over 50 every single night. The scary part? You won't feel it happening. There's no pain, no warning signs, just a gradual weakening that shows up as difficulty climbing stairs, trouble with balance, or that heavy feeling in your legs when you stand up. I remember when I first learned about this phenomenon during my residency. I was working with an elderly patient who complained about morning stiffness and weakness. Traditional medicine said it was just arthritis and aging. But when we looked deeper into the research on muscle metabolism, we discovered this hidden process that was literally stealing his strength while he slept. The good news? This process is not inevitable. Recent research has shown that with the right approach, we can actually flip the switch from muscle breakdown to muscle building, even while we sleep. And the strategies are simpler than you might imagine. But first, let me explain why this problem becomes more severe as we age, because understanding the why will help you appreciate how powerful these simple interventions can be. Now, you might be thinking, Dr. Laura, I've been sleeping for decades. Why is this suddenly a problem now? That's an excellent question, and the answer lies in something called anabolic resistance. After age 50, and especially after 60, our bodies develop what researchers call anabolic resistance. This means our muscles become less responsive to protein, even when we're eating adequate amounts during the day. Think of it like this. If your muscles were once like a sponge that easily absorbed protein, they now become more like a raincoat. Much of that protein just slides off without being absorbed. Dr. Stuart Phillips from McMaster University, one of the leading researchers in this field, published a study showing that older adults need 40% more protein than younger people to achieve the same muscle-building response. But here's the crucial part. Timing matters just as much as amount. Let me share what happens in your body during a typical night. Around 2 a.m., when you're in deep sleep, your growth hormone levels naturally peak. This is when your body should be repairing and rebuilding muscle tissue. But if you don't have adequate amino acids circulating in your bloodstream, your body can't take advantage of this natural repair window. Instead, it begins breaking down muscle tissue to get the amino acids it needs for essential functions. Your heart needs protein, your brain needs protein, your immune system needs protein. Your leg muscles, while important for mobility, aren't considered essential by your survival-focused biology. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition published research demonstrating that consuming protein in the evening can increase muscle protein synthesis by up to 30% in adults over 60. This isn't just about getting enough protein. It's about giving your muscles the fuel they need when they need it most, during those critical overnight hours when repair and rebuilding happen. But there's another factor at play here that many people don't realize. As we age, our digestive efficiency also declines. We produce less stomach acid, fewer digestive enzymes, and our gut bacteria composition changes. This means that even if we eat the same amount of protein we did in our 30s and 40s, we're absorbing less of it. I've seen this principle transform the lives of my patients. Margaret, a 67-year-old who came to me struggling with balance issues and leg weakness, started implementing evening nutrition strategies. She was skeptical at first. After all, she'd been told her whole life not to eat before bed. But within 3 weeks, she reported feeling more stable on her feet and having more energy in the mornings. 6 months later, she was back to hiking with her grandchildren. The beauty of this approach is its simplicity. We're not asking your body to do anything unnatural. We're simply working with your body's natural repair mechanisms instead of against them. We're providing the raw materials when your body is primed to use them most effectively. Before we get to the specific strategies, I want to share some fascinating research that will help you understand just how powerful this approach can be. A study conducted at Maastricht University followed 120 adults over age 65 for 12 weeks. Half the group followed their normal eating patterns, while the other half consumed a specific protein source before bed. The results were remarkable. The evening protein group not only stopped losing muscle mass, they actually gained muscle, averaging a 1.2% increase in leg muscle mass over the 12-week period. But here's what really caught my attention. The group that consumed evening protein also showed improvements in what researchers call functional mobility. They could climb stairs faster, had better balance scores, and reported feeling more confident in their daily movements. Another study published in the journal Nutrients looked specifically at the timing of protein consumption. Researchers found that protein consumed within 2 hours of bedtime was 40% more effective at preventing muscle breakdown compared to the same amount of protein consumed earlier in the day. Why is timing so crucial? It comes down to something called the muscle protein clock. Your muscles have their own circadian rhythm, separate from your sleep-wake cycle. Muscle protein synthesis peaks during the early hours of sleep, typically between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. But this only happens if the right building blocks are available. Think of it like construction work. If you're building a house and the lumber truck arrives after the work crew has gone home, nothing gets built that day. Similarly, if your muscles are ready to rebuild during those critical nighttime hours, but there are no amino acids available, the repair work simply doesn't happen. This is where the concept of slow-release proteins becomes important. Unlike fast-digesting proteins that flood your system quickly and then disappear, slow-release proteins provide a steady stream of amino acids for 6 to 8 hours. This matches perfectly with your overnight fasting period. Casein protein, found naturally in dairy products, is the gold standard for slow release. But there are other options that work nearly as well, and I'll share those with you in just a moment. One patient of mine, James, was a 61-year-old construction worker who was considering early retirement because his legs just couldn't keep up anymore. He was experiencing what he described as dead legs in the morning, that heavy, weak feeling that took hours to shake off. After implementing one simple evening nutrition strategy, he reported that his morning leg fatigue improved dramatically within just 2 weeks. The key insight here is that muscle loss isn't just about aging, it's about giving your body what it needs when it needs it. And the when is just as important as the what. Now let's get to the practical solutions. I'm going to share 7 evening nutrition strategies, ranked from most accessible to most powerful. Each of these has been validated by peer-reviewed research, and I've seen them work in real-world settings with my patients. Let's start with something that might remind you of your grandmother's wisdom. Warm milk before bed isn't just comforting, it's scientifically sound. Milk provides casein protein, which releases amino acids slowly over 6 to 8 hours. But when we add turmeric, something remarkable happens. Turmeric contains curcumin, a compound that reduces muscle inflammation and supports tissue repair. A study in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that 500 milligrams of curcumin daily reduced muscle soreness by 47% in people over 60. When combined with warm milk, the natural fats help your body absorb curcumin more effectively. But there's another benefit many people don't know about. Warm milk contains tryptophan, an amino acid that helps promote sleep. Better sleep means better growth hormone release, which amplifies the muscle-building effects of the casein protein. Here's how to prepare it. Heat 1 cup of unsweetened milk. Dairy or fortified plant milk both work well. Add half a teaspoon of ground turmeric and drink it 30 to 45 minutes before bed. You can add a pinch of black pepper to enhance curcumin absorption, and a touch of honey if you need it sweeter. Many of my patients tell me this not only helps with muscle recovery, but also promotes deeper, more restful sleep. Sarah, a 54-year-old nurse, started this routine after experiencing severe leg cramps that were waking her up at night. Within a week, the cramps stopped, and she reported feeling more rested in the mornings. If you're looking for something more substantial, this Mediterranean-inspired approach delivers impressive results. Tuna is loaded with complete proteins and leucine, an amino acid that acts like a switch to turn on muscle building. But the real magic happens when it's packed in olive oil. Olive oil contains oleocanthal, a natural anti-inflammatory compound that helps soothe muscle tissue. But there's more to this combination than just inflammation reduction. The healthy fats in olive oil slow down protein digestion, effectively turning fast-digesting fish protein into a more sustained-release protein source. A 2021 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that combining omega-3s from fish with healthy fats from olive oil increased muscle protein synthesis by 30% in older adults, and this was without any exercise. Try this. About 45 minutes before bed, eat half a can of tuna packed in extra virgin olive oil. Pair it with some steamed vegetables or a slice of whole grain bread. The carbohydrates actually help with protein absorption by triggering a small insulin response that drives amino acids into muscle cells. Limit this to 3 to 4 times per week to avoid mercury concerns. The combination of high-quality protein and anti-inflammatory fats creates ideal conditions for overnight muscle repair. One of my patients, Robert, was a 72-year-old who loved fishing but was struggling with the physical demands of his hobby. After implementing this strategy, he told me his legs felt stronger and more stable when standing in his fishing boat. Here's where we get into the heavy hitters. Cottage cheese is packed with casein protein, which I mentioned earlier as the slow-releasing protein that feeds your muscles throughout the night. But cottage cheese offers something special. It's one of the most concentrated sources of casein you can find in whole foods. A study in the British Journal of Nutrition found remarkable results when seniors consumed 30 grams of casein protein from cottage cheese before bed. Muscle protein synthesis increased by 31%, even without exercise. Think about that. Simply eating cottage cheese before bed triggered muscle building while people slept. But there's another advantage to cottage cheese that many people overlook. It's also rich in calcium and magnesium, two minerals that are essential for muscle contraction and relaxation. Many leg cramps and muscle spasms are actually related to deficiencies in these minerals. Have half a cup of low-sodium cottage cheese about 30 minutes before bedtime. You can add some banana slices for potassium, which works with magnesium to prevent cramps, or a few walnuts for healthy fats and additional magnesium. Many of my patients report significantly less leg stiffness and cramping when they wake up after implementing this strategy. Linda, a 63-year-old teacher, used to wake up multiple times per night with leg cramps. After just 1 week of evening cottage cheese, the cramps virtually disappeared. This might surprise you, but tart cherry juice is one of the most potent recovery drinks for aging muscles. Unlike sweet cherries, tart cherries are rich in antioxidants called anthocyanins, plus natural melatonin and polyphenols. A 2020 study in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition found that drinking 240 milliliters of tart cherry juice 30 to 60 minutes before sleep reduced muscle pain by 23% and improved sleep quality in older adults. The natural melatonin helps regulate your sleep cycle, while the antioxidants fight the inflammation that contributes to muscle breakdown. But here's something interesting. Tart cherries also contain compounds that help reduce the activity of inflammatory enzymes that break down muscle tissue during sleep. It's like having a natural muscle preservation system working while you rest. The key is finding pure, unsweetened tart cherry juice. Drink 4 to 8 ounces about 30 to 45 minutes before bed. If you're new to the tart flavor, you can dilute it with a little water. Avoid blends with added grape or apple juice, as these dilute the beneficial compounds. I had a patient, Michael, who was an avid golfer dealing with leg pain that was affecting his game. After incorporating tart cherry juice into his evening routine, he reported not only less leg pain, but also improved sleep quality, which helped his overall recovery. For those who prefer plant-based options, almond butter is an excellent choice. Almonds are rich in plant-based protein, magnesium, and vitamin E, nutrients that help reduce leg cramps, improve circulation, and support stable muscle strength. The magnesium in almond butter is particularly important for the neuromuscular system. It helps calm nerve signals and prevents the muscle spasms that can disrupt sleep. For seniors, especially those who struggle with nighttime leg cramps or balance issues while walking, almond butter can be a powerful tool for muscle recovery. Here's what makes almond butter special for evening consumption. The combination of protein, healthy fats, and magnesium creates a sustained energy release that supports overnight muscle repair without causing blood sugar spikes that could disrupt sleep. Try spreading 1 to 2 tablespoons of natural almond butter on a banana slice or half a slice of whole grain toast. Eat it about 30 to 60 minutes before bed. The banana provides potassium, which works synergistically with magnesium for muscle function. A 2022 study in nutrition research found that consuming foods rich in magnesium and healthy fats before bed increased deep sleep time by 18% and reduced nighttime muscle cramps in people over 60. Now we come to one of the most powerful whole food strategies. Eggs are a complete protein source, meaning they contain all 9 essential amino acids your body needs for muscle building. But what makes eggs special for evening consumption is their high leucine content. Leucine is often called the trigger amino acid because it signals your muscles to start the protein synthesis process. Research shows that older adults need about 2.5 grams of leucine to trigger muscle building, and 2 large eggs provide exactly that amount. But here's what's really interesting. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who ate eggs in the evening had higher rates of muscle protein synthesis compared to those who ate carbohydrates or other proteins. The researchers believe this is due to the unique amino acid profile of eggs and their high biological value. For evening consumption, I recommend 2 to 3 soft-boiled or poached eggs about 30 to 45 minutes before bed. Avoid frying them in oil, i.e., as the added fats can slow digestion and potentially cause discomfort while lying down. You can pair them with a small amount of steamed vegetables or half an avocado for additional nutrients and healthy fats. The key is keeping the total amount moderate so it doesn't interfere with sleep. One of my patients, Dorothy, was a 69-year-old who was concerned about her increasing difficulty with stairs. After implementing evening egg consumption for just 3 weeks, she reported noticeable improvements in her leg strength and confidence while climbing. Now we come to the most powerful strategy, one that's been called a game changer for muscle preservation in older adults. This involves using high-quality whey protein specifically timed for optimal overnight muscle building. Multiple studies have shown that consuming 20 to 25 grams of whey protein before bed can increase muscle protein synthesis by 30 to 35%, even without exercise. What makes whey protein special is its rapid absorption and high leucine content. It delivers amino acids to your muscles faster than any whole food source. But here's the key insight. While whey protein is typically considered fast-acting, when consumed before bed, it works differently. The horizontal position and reduced metabolic activity during sleep actually slow down its absorption, creating a more sustained amino acid release than you'd get during waking hours. A landmark study published in the American Journal of Phys